Hi friends, welcome back to Nitah Crochets. My name is Anita. Here is another beginner friendly tutorial. If you're a confident beginner, this one's for you. So first of all, before I go any further, we have moved from Etsy and all our written patterns are going to be on our website, and that's www.nitahcrochets.com. So we are going to be making this very simple cup and also adding our crochets so we have it look like this. So let's get started on what we need. Hi friends, welcome back to Nitah Crochets. Today I'm going to be making a headpiece. I don't know what you guys call these, but I love the vibe. I love how fashionable they look. I have made this several times. I think I've made my first headpiece, I think in 2022. You guys liked it. I was pregnant at the time. I wasn't in position to be really consistent with my tutorials, so I forgot about dropping one. But here is one, and it's going to have the written pattern on my website. We are working with light fingering yarn. This is it, and I'm going to be using one strand. And I'm going to be working with a 3mm hook, as you can see. You'll need a pair of scissors. Then this is just in case you want to add any embellishments or some bit of charm to your headpiece. This is what you will need. You will need these pliers, and I have this set of little Cowrie shells. You can choose to use beads, you can choose to use anything given what you want to do. And then you will need this type of rings, okay? Honestly, I don't know the size. I just go to where I buy all these things and just choose what I want. So I cannot tell what size these are, but I think they come after the second little size because there are other smaller rings, but it's better to get not the smallest rings because they may not be in position to go through your Cowrie shells if they're too small. Okay, so yes, this is all you need. So let's dive into the tutorial and get started. So what we shall do is we get our hook and yarn over, pull through the loop we have created, and again yarn over and pull through the loop that we have created. Then you pull this yarn end like that. So yes, that is how you make your slip knot. If you have any other way, I have the other way that I usually make my slip knots with, but sometimes you guys are not familiar with that. So yes, that's how you make your slip knot. And now we are going to chain 4. And once we have all 4 chains, like you can see, what we are going to do now is we are going to get into the first chain stitch from the hook and work a slip stitch. So in this way, we have created a little circle. You see that circle? Right there. That little circle. It is there. All right? Let me just try to bring this a little closer. Now what we shall do is we are going to chain 1. So there we go. Now we get into that little circle that we created. And in there, we are going to work 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that? 5, 6, 7. So once we have all 7, we are going to work a slip stitch into the very first stitch right there. So you see now that you have that little circle. Do you see that? So here we are going to start our second row, and what we are going to do is we are going to chain 3. These 3 chains act as a double crochet stitch. Now what we are going to do is we are going to work another double crochet into that very first stitch. Do you see that? Then we are going to get into this next stitch, work 2 double crochets in there, work 2 double crochets into the next stitch as well, do you see that? Now we are going to work 2 double crochets into every stitch all the way until the end of our row. So here we are, just to confirm: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So this is the end of our row. What we shall do is we work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch of the 3 chains that started this row. So we work our slip stitch just like that. Okay, that's what we have. Now for the next row, we are going to chain 3. Sorry, on this row we are going to chain 4. Okay, now 3 of the chains act as a double crochet stitch, and the other chain is a chain gap. So we get into this very first stitch once again and work a double crochet. So this is a V stitch. Okay, you see that? And then we yarn over, get into this next stitch, and we work a V stitch into this stitch as well. So you work a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet once again, all into that very same stitch. Do you see that? Yarn over, get into the next stitch, work your double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet once again into this very same stitch. So this is what we are going to keep doing all the way until we come to the end of our row. Get into this next stitch, work a double crochet, chain 1, work another double crochet, all in this very same stitch. Get into the next stitch, work a double crochet, chain 1, work another double crochet, all in that very same stitch. So you're going to keep working your V stitches for every stitch all the way around until you come to this very last stitch, and that's where I'm going to meet you and then show you how to end your row. So here we are. I have worked my V stitches into every stitch all the way until I came to the end of the row. Here I have a total of so here I have a total of 39 stitches. That is the chain stitches and double crochets all counted together. So once you come to the end of your row, what you do is work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch, okay, of the 4 chains that started the row. So that's what we have. All right, and now to work our next row, what we are going to do is we are going to chain 4, and here we are going to skip 1, which is the next chain stitch here. Then into the double crochet we are going to work a double crochet. You see? And then once again we chain 1. Here we are not skipping any stitch, we are just going to go right into this next double crochet stitch and work a double crochet, chain 1. As you can see, now here we are going to skip this chain stitch, get into the double crochet stitch, work a double crochet. All right, chain 1. What is next here is this double crochet stitch, so we are not skipping, we are just working a double crochet into that next double crochet stitch. You see that? Chain 1. We skip this chain stitch and get into this double crochet stitch, work a double crochet. Okay, chain 1. So we don't have a chain stitch in between these 2 double crochet stitches. So what we do, we just get into this next double crochet stitch and work a double crochet. Chain 1, skip this chain stitch, get into the double crochet stitch and work a double crochet, chain 1. As you can see, we have no chain stitch in between, so we just get into this double crochet stitch and work a double crochet. So this is what you're going to do all the way until you come to the end of your row. So I'm going to meet you at the end of your row to show you what to do. So here we are. I have come to almost the end of my row. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to chain 1, and now since we have nothing we are skipping, we're just going to go straight into the 3rd chain stitch of the 4 chains that started the row, and in there we work a slip stitch. Okay, now for the next row we are going to chain 5. 3 of the chains act as a double crochet stitch and the 2 are for our chain gap, and we are going to skip 1, get into this next stitch. Here we are going to work a double crochet. You see, we are now trying to enlarge our piece, so we chain 2, skip 1, get into that next double crochet stitch, work a double crochet, chain 2, skip 1, get into that double crochet stitch, work a double crochet. You see that? Chain 2, skip 1, work a double crochet into that next double crochet stitch, chain 2 and skip 1, work a double crochet in this next double crochet stitch. So this you are going to do all the way around until you come to this very last double crochet stitch right here. That's where I'm going to meet you. So we end our row and start the next row. It has started raining outside. I feel like the noise is going to affect my tutorial, so I don't know. I'm probably just going to get back and record this after the noise has gone down. Now once you come to, which is almost the end of your row, here you're going to chain 2 and then work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch of the 5 chains that started the previous row. To work our next row, what we do here is we are going to chain 6. Those are 3, 5, 6. So here we are going to skip these 2 chains and we are going to get into this double crochet stitch and work our double crochet like that. We chain 3, work a double, skip 2 chains and work our double crochet into that next double crochet stitch, chain 3, you skip 2, work a double crochet in the next double crochet stitch, chain 3, skip 2, work a double crochet into this next double crochet stitch. Now you are going to do this all the way around until right here on this double crochet stitch. When you get here, you chain 3 and work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain stitch of the 6 chains that started the row. So I'm going to meet you on the next row where we are going to transition from the mesh stitch into the honeycomb stitch. Okay, so let me meet you on the next row and then show you what to do. Here I am at the end of my row. This is how my work looks like. Now to get started to get started with my next row, I'm going to work a slip stitch into this next chain stitch and a slip stitch into the next chain stitch. So this gets me into the 2nd chain stitch of the 3 chains that we have been working all along. Okay, so that's where I am. So this means I'm at the center of this chain gap, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm transitioning from a mesh into a honeycomb. So I'm going to skip this chain stitch, this double crochet stitch, this chain stitch, so that means I'm skipping 3 and getting into the 2nd chain stitch of the 3 chains. You can either work into the chain stitch itself or into the chain gap. I love to work into the chain gap because it makes the work easier and faster. So in here I'm going to work a double crochet, just like that, you see. And then I'm going to chain 3. We are not now increasing our chain stitches anymore. We are going to be working with this because I feel like this is the width I need for the width of my cup. Okay, if you have big hair, you can go ahead and work your next row, and on the next row you could have 4 chains in between every chain gap, and then after that you stop increasing. I feel like that would be enough width for someone who has big hair. All right, but even this, I know it could fit. Honestly, we don't want to have a cup that has a very wide brim that is going to kind of be loose for us. So chain 3, get into the next chain gap right here, work your double crochet, chain 3, work a double crochet into this next chain gap, chain 3, work a double crochet in this next chain gap. All right, chain 3, work a double crochet into this next chain gap, chain 3, work your double crochet into this next chain gap. This is what you're going to do all the way for all the chain gaps until your very last chain gap right here. That's where I'm going to meet you to show you how you can end this row. Okay, and here I am almost at the end of my row, so I wanted to show you guys how to end your row because I know this is going to be kind of tricky and we are not ending it in the way that we have been ending it all along. So what we do at this point is we are going to chain 1, yarn over, insert your hook into the 3rd chain stitch of the 6 chains that started the row, pull through a loop, so you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, so you have 2 loops left on your hook, then yarn over, pull through all 2. So you can see that this leaves you at the center of the chain gap, and that's where I want you guys to always end. All your rows should be ended in the center of a chain gap so that you can be in position to start the next row and keep the honeycomb stitch without having to work slip stitches to get into the center of the next chain gap and all of that. So this is how you keep at the center of the chain gap when working the honeycomb stitch. Now here we are going to chain 6 once again. So this is the very last row I'm working with you guys. Then I'll just let you work the rest of the rows on your own and get back to just show you how to finish off your cup. So here we chain 6. 3 of the chains act as a double crochet stitch and the other 3 are for our chain gaps. So after this we are going to skip all those stitches, get into this chain gap and work a double crochet. This is exactly what we did on our previous row. Next is we chain 3, get into the next chain gap, work a double crochet. It's raining outside. I think the noise is getting to me, so let me just be fast. Chain 3 and skip all the stitches, get into this next chain gap and work your double crochet. So this is what you're going to repeat. You chain 3, skip these 2, work a double crochet, skip the 3 and work a double crochet into the next chain gap. So just do this repeatedly all the way until you get to this very last chain gap, and I'm going to show you once again how to end your row because yeah, it's the very last row I'm working with you guys, and I want you guys to also master how to end your rows when working the honeycomb stitch. So let me meet you here at the very last chain gap right here and show you how to end your row. Okay, so here we are at almost the end of our row. So what we shall do, we shall chain 1 to end our row. So you chain 1, yarn over, get into the 3rd chain stitch of the 6 chains that started the row, pull through a loop, so you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all. All right, so you can see our cape is starting to like fold. Okay, and this is how it looks like so far. So now here we have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I'm going to let you work 4 more rows yeah, 4 more rows from here, and I think that will be just enough coverage for our cup. So just work the next 4 rows following exactly what we have done here. Don't change anything, just work exactly what we have done on these 2 previous rows. And once you have, in total you must have 12 rows, including the little chain single crochet row. Okay, so altogether it should be 12 rows, and I'm going to meet you after you have that, then show you how to work the edges of your cup and also add your cory shells. Okay, so I have my cup complete and I have a total of 12 rows. This is how it looks like. It doesn't have to be too long because you don't want it to fall all the way down to your face or next to your eyebrows, because we are also thinking of having cory shells at the bottom of the cup, so you don't want it to like cover your face up. Yeah, so this are just enough for us for what we need, and now I'm just going to show you how to work the finishing. You're going to chain 1 into this chain gap. You're going to work 2 single crochets, and you will work 1 single crochet into this double crochet stitch. Into the chain gap you work 3 single crochets, like that. Then into the double crochet stitch you work a single crochet, work 3 single crochets into the chain gap, 1 single crochet into the double crochet stitch, 3 single crochets into the chain gap, 1 single crochet into this double crochet stitch. You see this? You're just going to keep doing this all the way around until you get to this double crochet stitch right here. Work a single crochet into this double crochet stitch, then into the chain gap here you work 1 single crochet, and then work a slip stitch into the first stitch that started the row. Okay, so that's how you will end the row. I'm just going to get back to show you how we can have our cory shells added onto this piece so we can have the head piece complete. Okay, now friends, this is where we are. This is how it looks like. I worked my slip stitch and secured my end. I will weave it in later. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to add your cory shells. So I'm going to get my pliers, and right, like you can see, this ring is closed. So I'll just get one end and also hold this end. Just where you see that little opening is exactly where we want to like split open, like that. See that? It is not that hard. So we're just going to hold this and make sure we get it through that hole. Oh, okay, there we go. And at this point, feel like, because I want this to face, you know, be on top, and I'm just going to get anywhere on my cup. Okay, I'm going to get into the stitch that is in line with the double crochet stitch. So right there, when I get my ring thread, I'm going to now close this up. So first you close it up like that, and then also like this. So you can just try to make sure that these are, you know, and just like that it is secure. See that? So you get another ring and do the very same thing, split it open. split it open, get your next Cowrie shell. This is fun to do, although it could seem disturbing, but it's really fun to do. I love this more than I love working with beads. Okay, so here what we are going to do is, oh goodness. First, guys, let me just show you what we are going to do. We are going to skip 1, 2, 3. Now into the double crochet of this is where we are going to put our next Cowrie shell. Perfect. So 1, 2, 3 into this double crochet stitch. Right there is where we put our ring, and we just make sure that it is secure. So we close this up like that, and like this, and just like this for a clean finish. There you go. See what we have. So this is what you're going to do for all of this. You just keep adding these little charms, okay, all the way along the whole entire brim. And yeah, so we have come to the end of our tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed working this. I'm going to have the written pattern on my website, so let me see you all in the next tutorial. Goodbye.